looking ahead. The world has changed so very much from what it used to be. There is so much hatred, war and poverty.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Tough Love Podcast. I got some ringers in the building. We got I don't want to say it's a difficult conversation, but I will say that the elephant is in the building, and we're gonna sit that ass down and we're gonna have a conversation. Do men and women lack accountability? Very important, very smooth, very simple, but I think that we're going to hear a different perspective here on Tough Love, and I had to bring in some people that I felt that was going to definitely bring in, you know what I'm saying, a different concept and a different perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be quiet, and I'm going to start off with the only lady on the panel right now, Miss Candace. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Miss Candace?
Sure. I'm 46 years old. I grew up on 3 different continents. I'm known as many names. A lot of people like to call me the Queen of Controversy. But I refer to myself as a healing godmother ever since I was a child. I had a gift. My specialty gift is compassion. And many people from my walks of life of going to 3 continents and experience with people, they seem to be lacking that. When I first came back to this country, I actually was working on sexism, which is why we have this new day, racism and classism. That's why those 2 issues will never be solved, because those are effects of sexism. I've been running healing practice forever. Most people, whether they're not, I'm a psychic, known about my gifts all my life, been doing it since I was 2. And my mission is for people to heal. Every human being needs to connect with many sources of God, just not God himself, but the source of life here. We are being hosted here on earth with Mother Nature and universe, and our ancestors that have walked, and our ancestors, most people don't understand what that means. So what I do every day is I talk about their energy. I work mostly with trying to help people heal their emotions and their heart. 2 things seems to be what's missing in a lot of people, mostly in America. And because that is missing, the part that cohesive to bring a person for healing is lack of intelligence. So I spend most of my time trying to educate people about their energy. People within 24 hours. Most people don't only 4 hours to be healed from everything from your life that you lived here. 3 days for it to bridge 4, in 7 days. So
Okay.
Teach that.
Okay.
And a student.
Miss Candace trying to take over the show. She's trying to take over the show right now. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying. You're trying to manipulate us so everybody be on your side. That's what I see. You trying to heal in 5 minutes. Forget a whole day. You
Not
on 5
really.
minutes. No. We gonna come back to Miss Candace. Miss Candace want to take over the show, y'all. So let me pull up the next person on the panel. King, talk to us, King. What's going on, bro? Because she's out of control already.
Hello, everybody. I am King Robert Washington. I am known as the official herbal therapist. My platform is called the Official Herbal Therapist. My channel is on Facebook, YouTube, and sometimes on Instagram too. So check me out on my platforms.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Let me pull the Legacy City. What's up, big dog?
What's up? What's up, OG? Man, chilling, man. Hey, guys, I'm Legacy City, CEO, founder of Street Legend LLC, Street Legend Nation Radio, home of the independent artists, where we control the narrative. Also, I'm a Army veteran like yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
No doubt,
just
no
pretty
doubt.
much teaching everybody. My goal is to teach ownership, responsibilities, accountability, and responsibilities, and how to be great. And you don't seek nobody approval. You your own approval. So that's my whole mission and goal. You feel me?
Whoa, that boy had it written down. That boy had it written down, reading off the screen. Responsibility and authority for God. Like, I like that though.
Yeah,
I
you
like
wild.
you
You
and
wild.
Candace. You and Candace been practicing. No, I'm not gonna talk to y'all no more. I'm gonna bring you up. Kareem, where you at?
Wow.
Talk to me, Kareem. What you got going on, bro? Talk to me a little bit.
Man, doing the podcast, the Rich Conversation podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, starting on Instagram, trying to get my mouth right. I just got these. Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Just got my braces, man. So excuse me, my mouth is sore. Oh my goodness. But if I'm taking the podcast thing seriously, I gotta go ahead and get me right. So that's what I'm doing.
No doubt. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I have a array of different perspective and personality on the panel, and we're gonna jump right into this. What I'm gonna do real quick, I wanna play this video for you guys. We're gonna take a little snippet out this video, and then we're gonna give our perspective from that, and then we're gonna jump into something else later in the show that I know Candace is dying. I know she's ready to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it when I feel like talking about it. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's get this thing popping. Okay.
A lot of y'all dudes, like, I feel like, and this is merely my opinion right now at this point in the life, from like all the different guys I talk to, all the different one-on-ones I done did with a lot of y'all are settling, right? I'm gonna tell you some real shit, right? And I know the females like, oh, look at them. She finna tell the niggas they settling for us. Like, why would she say that? Shut up, bitch. I told you ain't even supposed to be on because I'm talking to the niggas. But anyway, I feel like a lot of y'all dudes is settling because you don't take the time to do work on self first. What I mean by that is you don't get in your own, like, here's the type of man I know that I am. Like, you don't, like, find your way first. And what I mean by find your way, because a lot of men, like, the woman they end up settling down with play the role in what type of man they are. But a lot of y'all don't even know you a man at first. And I know that could sound kind of weird, but what I mean by that is, like, y'all don't actually do the work to build y'all self to a state where you're even, like, worthy of trying to mix your life with a woman. Meaning, like, y'all be out here without y'all basics together and you try to get with these females, and of course all they gonna do is tear into your ego based on what society is conditioning them to believe that a man is supposed to already have together before he mix with a woman. And then if you say this to them, a lot of them, they aren't in control of self or disciplined enough to allow you to go, get your shit together. They want to have you like, well, we can do it. I can help you work on you, and I can help you. They do all this extra shit that ends up bruising your ego. This is why most of y'all, when you do become successful, the one that's with you or the one that was with you when you was trying to build yourself up. And I'm not talking about the whole, I have this amount of money and my wife helped me grow my company or my girlfriend helped me grow no, I'm talking about y'all be legitimately lost on what y'all want to do with y'all life, y'all self-esteem, certain things, like as far as your basics, like I say, having adequate transportation, having a stable place to stay, covering your responsibilities, make sure you feeding and clothing yourself on a stable, consistent basis first before you go mix your life with a woman. Y'all don't do this. Y'all be letting women convince y'all to mix your life with theirs when you don't have this stuff together, right? And you know what happens when you mix your life with a woman, like, and you don't have this stuff together? She ends up putting her wants onto you to the point where it's like a bitch damn near want you to forget about yours. And y'all know how females be. Oh, I ain't trying to change you the whole time they're trying to change you. I don't want you to be something you're not. Whole time they can see that you're something, that they want you to be something that you're not, but they still keep pushing. Like, whole time they make it seem like, but they don't fucking know no better. And then of course you mix your life and a bitch pressure your ass into monogamy or use pussy or all these additional tools that females have to, like, basically manipulate the situation to go in their favor. Like, a lot of y'all really as a man need to, and you need to teach your sons this as well, get your shit together first before you actually start. Remember I said with getting pussy comes great responsibility, right? It's a lot of stuff y'all need to get in order before you actually go out and try to mix your life with another individual. Do y'all understand what I'm explaining?
get into this, man. Let's get into this. First of all, if you don't know who that is, of course, you can see her name right there on the screen. Check her out. I believe that she's dope. Love Dorsey. I believe that she actually spits some rawness, some realness. You know, she says she has some choice words, but if you can sit back, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, if your ears don't burn too much, you definitely can learn a lot from her. So shout out to her. But it's not about her. It's more about the context of what she's saying. And I believe this accountability situation is very important if you want to jump into a relationship. What you bring to the table, but before it's about bringing something to the table, or do you take accountability of self to get self together? And I wanted to talk about that in regards to what are some of the things you feel you should be working on before you get into a relationship. Anybody could jump in.
Well, I mean, I'll start it off. I feel like your mentality that you have to work on in general. As men, a lot of times we don't get a lot of our personal thoughts and stuff that we went through out of our system before we try to jump into the next thing. And as men, we don't have that time where we talk to other people to go ahead and get stuff together to be able to do so. And I feel like the mentality is the number one thing that we have to work on to be able to go ahead and make a successful transition to be with someone else versus actually, you know, getting to know yourself and saying, well, hey, instead of me doing all that, let me go ahead and just include this person in my life. So I think she's dope. I think I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can respect where she's coming from, because one, she's not tearing down. That's the first thing first. She's not tearing down. Two, I do agree. Like I tell my the people around me, I think a man should, by that time, 35, 36, and that's when a man really, really finds himself. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And also she said something that was very important too. Having a father figure in your life. You know, anybody can be a daddy. All you gotta do is shoot the club up, baby born. But a father takes responsibility. A father is a person that tells you, you know, he teach you the things that society won't teach you, like as those basic things, being a provider, you know, taking care of yourself. But also as a man, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen, take accountability when you're wrong and right. Take responsibility when you're wrong and right. And don't mix your abilities with your identity, because, you know, she said some things like, where abilities, your sex is an ability a person can have that can mess up your mind. But know who you are, so that way you're not easily broken or easy to compromise as a man. You know what I'm saying? Stop looking for that approval. Come with self-approval. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, I mean, the downfalls of most great men was women. It's not the fact that a lot of women was evil. It's just that person built the house on quicksand.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Miss Candace, you back? What's up? Did you hear Miss Dorsey?
Hey.
I want to put you on the spot.
Yes,
but did you hear what she was saying?
Yes, I have, but I've actually heard somebody did that video not too long ago too.
Okay. So what's your thought process in regards to what someone needs to bring to a relationship? Not even bring to a relationship, before they even get to a relationship. What are some things that they should work on themselves before they even venture out to a relationship and want a relationship? What are some things they should work on themselves? I see your mouth moving, but I don't hear nothing. Can you do sign language? I just want to know if you can do sign language. What the fuck is... Candace, I can't hear nothing. Go out and come back in, Candace. I can't sit here and look at your mouth just move. I can't read lips, Candace. I didn't take that class. I swear to God, I did not. I don't know. Is that a foreign language? I can't. Go out. Click the button. Go out. Come back in. I can hear you now, Candace. I don't know what you're doing. What you doing? Eating chicken?
Okay.
What you eating chicken over there? Oh Lord, Candace, I'm about to kick you off, Candace. I'm about to kick you. Oh Lord, I'm about to kick you off. I swear to God, I'm about to give you some tough love, Candace. I'm about to give you some tough love. Go out and come back in.
Go ahead.
Out and come back.
Can you
Okay,
hear me?
go out.
Can you hear me?
Come back. Go out. Come back in. Yeah, the way the Wi-Fi is working in your house with your lights is messed up. Okay, you should have got the high package. You got the low package. When you go to your relationship, I want you to bring the high package to your relationship. When you go to your relationship, you bring the high package. Okay. Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know what's going on with Candace Wi-Fi right now. I'm gonna let her work on that, or whatever catch me there. I'm gonna bring her back. But you guys are extremely right. King, what do you think, man? What do you think about the topic so far? Oh Lord, another one! God damn it! Y'all must be living in the same house.
I was on mute, bro. I was on mute.
Okay. Because I was about to roast you, bro. I swear I was about to roast. Come on. I'm trying to be serious. The Lord is my shepherd. And you know I'm serious. Go ahead.
I forgot.
Go ahead. Okay, bless your heart. You got 4 eyes, but you ain't put 2 on the volume and 2 on the screen. Go ahead. Because y'all don't know how to act. I fight it, y'all. Come on. Because y'all acting up right now.
I feel I'm absolutely about force. A man needs to be held accountable for his actions. First of all, a man should always have a plan with his own self. He has to develop himself first, which that deals with mentally having himself together, spiritually having himself together, and also financially having himself together. If he don't have none of these things together, it don't make no sense for him even to try to attempt to be in a relationship to begin with in the first place, because all he's going to do is going to bring extra baggage. Then another thing that's going to happen too is that the woman is going to treat that man not as a man, but as a child, or her son, raising another child, which it shouldn't be that way. It just breaks up the whole entire divine order, or how the way the household should be, how the way I see it.
Okay, Miss Candace, are you ready? Are you ready, Miss Candace? Are you ready?
Yes.
I don't know how to do this.
Yes.
Are you ready? Are you ready or what? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Are you ready? Oh, yes. Say something.
Yes.
Come on, what you think? Oh Lord, if she don't say nothing.
What I think is that a person has to be healed by themselves and be their own best friend and love themselves first before they get in a relationship with someone else. A lot of times people mix their heart and emotions together with other people and don't really get to know who they are. A lot of also suffering from things from childhood, from adolescence, from teenagehood, and sometimes because I really believe that there is a spiritual warfare out here, dark entities where you live. There's dark entities on other people. And sometimes if you are in 12 stages of darkness, and I teach people this in my healing business, sometimes people don't know what 12 stages of darkness, one of them on you, and you're not healing and cleansing. You got any of the 12 stages of darkness, it's going to put you in a vicinity with people you in bondage. So you don't get out of. Human beings are not ever supposed to be in human. Become in spiritual warfare when they kind to themselves. It doesn't matter if it's a day.
Candace, you breaking up a little bit.
What she said doesn't matter. What I didn't hear that part.
That last part that you said, it doesn't matter. Can you repeat that part? Try to fix your mic and come back. Try to just go back in and come back in. It might be just the area or whatever case may be. I can hear you now. Just go back out and come back in. So we're gonna keep this thing rolling. First of all, shout out to everybody that's checking us out. I appreciate it. Again, we're talking about, do men and women take accountability? That seems like an ongoing thing. And not only is it relevant to depending on who you're talking to, it's relevant because it's a big conversation. And when you get enough people in a room, it seems like depending on who is doing the finger pointing, that's who wins the argument. But at the end of the day, let me ask you something. Do you take the time to actually heal when you get out of a relationship? Do you take the time to actually build yourself up? A lot of people say, okay, shit, hey, you know what? I'm about to live my best life. And a lot of people, instead of slowing down, they speed up. They speed up. A lot of them speed to another relationship. A lot of them speed to have more like wild, crazy sex. A lot of them speed to say, okay, now I'm partying all the time. I'm drinking all the time. So I wanted to ask you, why do people speed up and not slow down? Can somebody elaborate on that?
Well, when we talk about healing, I can't speak for other coaches because I've been black for 36 years, so I can't speak for nobody else. But when it comes to talking about healing, it's a long time. So when we talking about healing, you know what I'm saying? First thing first, you have to be taught how to heal. People can't say, because all four of us, we are different people. Four of us, five people, we are different people. We all heal different. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of things are taboo. Certain words like therapy, taboo, counsel. Those are taboo in the community, and we talk about that among the black culture or just black men. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you have to take. She said something about spirituality, right? And I feel like sometimes when it comes to the evil versus good, the devil get blamed for a lot of shit because we lack responsibility and accountability. You know what I'm saying? So like, and we know you made a joke earlier about some people got a church following. I got a church following, but I talk reckless. You know what I'm saying? But my reckless is in the point of like a lot growing up. I didn't see a lot of black churches talk about the building of black men and black families. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that growing up. Even they start wars with words like submission and not teaching the proper word, what submission means. Submission as in I trust you, you trust me. As a man, you know what I'm saying? Stop being loyal to your favorite basketball team and start being loyal to your family. See, these things are not told because a lot of the people co-sign the bullshit. Then we wonder why, you know what I'm saying? We got 3 generations of mothers and fathers in the club with they goddamn generations, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that it's just a loss of accountability and a loss of holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like my team, my homeboys, you can't be around me with no motherfucking Jordans on and your kids out there struggling because I'm a great father. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first principle of being a man, is holding each other accountable. Minus the women, minus the relationship. We talking about purely being a man, not tough, not this, but being a man. You see what I'm saying? And we lose the basics of what is a man. You feel me? So that's just my take on it.
That's a good point. Anybody else want to jump in? Go, feel free to jump in.
Well, in order for to answer this question, I have to put myself out there. And does
he's correct.
Explain, huh?
It's a small lag that Candace has had, but go ahead, King.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I just want to put myself out
there. He's very much correct, but a person have to hold themselves accountable if they know what they're holding themselves accountable for. Like I said before, most people don't know that they have 12 stages of darkness on them. Every human being on this earth finds himself involved in what's called spiritual warfare, and human beings are not supposed to be in spiritual warfare. If you don't learn to be kind, kindness is action within yourself, and heal and cleanse yourself every single day, you'll be drawn towards individuals that will help you be in bondage. So your accountability will be more of being held like with your spirit, with things that you all do not probably even know that, you know, you all in the circumference of what you really live with, which I call spiritual attachment. And a lot of people have spiritual attachments on them. Some people actually have demons on them. Some people actually have the devil on them. Some people actually have on them.
That you make some good points. You make some good points, Candace. I wanna bring King into the conversation. I think he was going somewhere before. That was some good points though in reference to spiritual warfare and the fact that people may be carrying around, you know what I'm saying, their own battle and not even know. But I get it. Go ahead, King.
And I completely agree with Candace too, because there are different spiritual warfares. But I personally believe that there are different levels to spiritual warfare too. Some warfares could be good, other warfares could be bad, but it does depend on the individual. Now what I was going to say earlier was that I was previously married for 11 years, and been divorced for 5 years now. So, well, when I went through my 11 years on my marriage and went through the whole process of being divorced, I learned a lot about self-accountability, a whole lot about it. I went through therapy with myself, not because it was, you know, something wrong with me or whatever, but I felt that there were some underlying issues that I needed to address within myself to figure out why I do the certain things I do, why I think the way I think, and why do I interact with certain situations the way I do. I went to therapy, counseling. There's a lot of self-accountability, and one thing I could tell everyone is that it comes a point in time where you have to be self-accountable for your actions, period. A lot of that comes from personal upbringing. Like in my situation, my personal upbringing, I came out of a very strong religious household. Too religious, to be honest with you. One of my parents was Baptist, and the other parent was more, I guess you could say, Hebrew Israelite-ish. So two totally different religious backgrounds that I grew up with. Learning these things while I'm going into my upbringing and taking these things into self, not even having my own personal identity of myself, but the identity that my parents wanted me to have. So I ended up bringing this into my relationship, and that caused my relationship to fail, and that would cause me to go and reevaluate myself, to create a new narrative for myself where it's not my parents' narrative that they want to have in my life, but I'm choosing my own path, my own life. And that's why all the therapy, that's where everything came from that. So once again, even as a man, accountability is the key before you get into any relationship, because if you enter into a relationship not with your own understanding, but versus what you've been taught, more than likely it's going to cause that relationship to fail.
I get you. Kareem, what you think about this, man?
I think basically I was actually jotting down some notes. I think as far as you can't find yourself in somebody else. You have to hold yourself accountable in every single way, mentally, physically, everything. Ultimately, when you try to get into a new situation, it's doomed to fail if you don't take care of yourself first. I found that every single instance where I didn't pay attention to me first and then try to work my way into something, it didn't work. A lot of time, somebody said on the chat, you bring baggage in, you bring this old energy with you, and just like the young lady Candace said, you need to cleanse yourself the negative energy to go ahead and make yourself a better person. So when you go into that new situation, now you have everything that you need to make that situation work. If you don't, then it won't. It definitely will fail.
You know what? I find that, you know, something that Sid was saying, Legacy City was saying, I find that a lot of people don't have a good support system. they get out of a relationship, and it's like that support system encourages them to do the opposite of what they should be doing. Instead of just like, okay, let me chill and just let me get my thoughts together. It's like you don't have time to think. And then a lot of that support system is, girl, wasn't nothing wrong with you, or hey, bro, wasn't nothing wrong with you, bro. It was all deflecting upon the other person. So you spend your healing basically having a story of it was somebody else's fault. So now this is what happens since you're going 100 miles an hour. You meet somebody, and when you meet somebody, you never fixed you. So now you bring that, instead of bringing healing to the next relationship, you bring the baggage of the toxic behavior to the next relationship. What y'all think about it?
Can I?
With Forrest, go ahead, Miss Candace.
You mentioned about those people. What you mentioned about those people, those are enablers. And when about those have been called video last year about.
I wish your mic wasn't messed up. Like, oh my God. I know you spitting some heat rounds right now. I know you saying something that I would disagree with. I just feel it in my spirit. I got some demons on my shoulder.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Can you hear me? Those people enablers.
I'm looking for a reason to block you, Candace.
Those enablers. I said those people are called enablers.
I got you.
Enablers. That's what they're called. Hold on for a second. They're called enablers. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, those people are enablers. Sit around people and not tell them different. They're called enablers. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so when a person gets out, this is what I was saying earlier. It's out of a relationship with somebody, and they're talking about the person with and blaming it on them, doing it on purpose. This is a sign of somebody that has evil on them. There, it'll keep people around.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what, but I don't want to lose the momentum.
For a person who does not,
I don't want to lose the momentum. So here's my thought process. My thought process is I don't look at things as like people carry around evil on them. Like, a lot of people are like into the spiritual, outlook on things, and they say, the reason why this person is like that because they have this evil spirit or they have, demonic possession or whatever. I don't look at things like that, but it's always interesting to hear somebody's point of view. So we kind of went from what should you bring to a relationship, or I'm sorry, how should you fix yourself, and the things that you need to be worried about, to why when you get out of a relationship, you kind of speed forward to the next relationship and people not having a good support system. But let's take this a little bit deeper. Let's take the Love Dorseys. Let's take the Derek Jacksons. Let's take the Ace Metaphors. Let's take all of these relationship coaches. I want you guys to outline. I want you to outline how dangerous listening to the wrong person can be. The pros and cons. Let's talk about the pros and cons.
Now, for us.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
No, go ahead. Say you had to. You was gonna say something earlier. Go
ahead.
Okay.
The first thing first. When I'm gonna just address it as we go online. When you talk about spirituality, you got to remember people see, and this is not a shot or anything, but I just want to bring this because people forget this. We got this thing called land of the law, right? So Jesus met a woman at the well who wasn't living well, but he didn't address her life. He didn't address her spirituality first. He gave her water because she was thirsty physically. She could have dehydrated. You ever try to preach to a homeless man that's hungry? Let me know how they're gonna go. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is we need to deal with you gotta deal with the need at hand first, and then everything else follows, because people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. So when we approach things, it's not our job to discipline a person's sin or whatever they're doing. Our job is to teach you how to love through it, whether we agree with it or not. There's a lot of shit I don't agree with, but I'm gonna love you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, player, look, you gotta stop being. You can't be a hoe all your life. I'm gonna love you, but I just don't support that shit. We gotta be 100% with that. You gotta be straightforward. And when I think about it is, when you healing and talking about bringing new stuff into a relationship, you will lose people when you find yourself. That's just the bottom line. When you find yourself, you're gonna lose people. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, you get that called growing pains. You know what I'm saying? And yes, life is pre-written, but things, like I said, whether you spiritual, because I know a lot of atheists that are great men. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, when we talk about relationship coaches and relationship this, from Derrick Jackson to Love Doors. You gotta understand. You know what I'm saying? A relationship in Chicago gonna be different from a relationship in Nebraska. A relationship in Nebraska gonna be different from a relationship in Florida. A biracial relationship gonna be different than a black on black relationship or a white on white relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing, a lot of us in different classes, we in different parts of the world, and we see a lot of things different. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about how we get advice from, it's certain things that we do have in common. Married women and married men shouldn't be getting advice from single people. That's one thing. The married men and married women should not be getting advice from single women and single men, because the lifestyle is different. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that. So even when you're talking about your coaches and your therapists, like me, if I'm in therapy, I need a military veteran who understands PTSD, not a kid who fresh out of college trying to tell me about mental issues. You see what I'm saying? Because he never been to war. So you feel what I'm saying? So I need to see a married couple. You know what I'm saying? That they entanglements didn't lead to estrangements, and y'all work through it. So I need somebody who can pull me out of it. What's the blueprint? A lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, you trying to build from architects that never had a blueprint. So as men, we gotta be cautious of who we let feed us and different things, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, or physically. You just gotta be aware of that shit.
I like that.
Sorry, I went on a rant.
Oh, no. Hey, shit. I want the heat, bro. I need the heat. This tough love. It's an elephant in the room. I told the elephant, sit his ass down. Let's have a conversation. Hey, fellas, y'all jump in. King, what's up?
Now I agree with everything that Say was talking about. I totally agree with it. One thing about that I want to mention too is about this enabler thing. This enabler thing, it ain't necessarily a bad thing. You do have people out there with bad intentions. Don't get me wrong behind that. But there are also people that are out there who have the best interest for you. Like that could be like your friend, your homegirl, your homeboy, or whatever. They honestly have the best interest for you. Sometimes they might give you great advice because they give you the advice based on their narrative or their personal experience. But that doesn't necessarily make them a bad person or make them a bad coach. Likewise with the different people out there, the Derrick Jacksons out there, and Ace Metaphor, and other people like that. They do preach a certain narrative, and certain narratives pandering a certain audience. Don't get me wrong on that. But some stuff that they talk about, it do help people depending on the situation. So it's not for everyone in the situation. You know what I'm saying? It's not for everyone. There are other things that they talk about. It's not good. It's not good whatsoever. It's not helping. But it's been a negative enabler.
Okay. I'm King. I'm coming to you. I'm about to say some shit, but I'm gonna let Kareem say something first. I'm gonna let Kareem say something. It's only fair. Go ahead, Kareem.
All right. So it's literally, what's for this situation is, I talked about this tonight on my podcast as well. Keeping your true friends around you. You don't you have to keep what you reflect around you. A lot of people have a small circle. I have a small circle. I have people that I can call friends and say that they my boys or they my friends. In general, this man Mario is my friend. He's my boy. You know, I grew up with him. I know him. You know, we were friends growing up and everything. You know, this is someone that I genuinely can say that is my friend. But at the same time, like you can only say that to certain people. You have people that are frenemies. You have people that are associates. You have to reflect what you want out of your life around you. Bring that energy to you. Bring that positive, that growth, that understanding, being able to be open-minded, to grow, to even be better than where you were the day before around you. Because ultimately, if you don't, you're gonna stay stuck in the same place. The accountability that you guys are talking about is you paying attention to what's around you as well. You have to see and say that person is not right. Before you can allow yourself to get better yourself in general, you have to eliminate the people that are not for you. And sometimes as you grow, just like King said, just like Leggett said, just like the young lady said before, sometimes you have to let those people go. You can't bring everybody along. I've seen so many people that gotten rich and they can't bring the homeboy that was on the block with them when they was fresh in the block with them because they don't have that right mentality. They don't understand that you have to leave the block where the block is and be and grow as you go along.
You know what? You guys make a hell of a point. I'm gonna go back to something that King was saying or whatever, because I want to give him this smoke. No, just play it. No, but my thought process is this: a broken clock can be right twice a day. So you said it was some things that some of these relationship gurus and consultants they can be right about. You know what I'm saying? At times. Here's my thought process. Anybody that's telling me that I should bash someone or that someone is more responsible for how I act as an adult, I don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman. I don't give a fuck if you're a transgender. I'm saying that you are responsible for your actions. No one should control your actions. If you tell me, see, a lot of people get comfortable with someone telling them it wasn't your fault or giving them an attaboy or an scapegoat to be like, that really wasn't your fault. And I feel like sometimes the Derrick Jacksons, the Ace Metaphors, shit, even Kevin Samuels to a certain extent. It's a lot of these people that give people scapegoats to a certain extent. So I got a bad attitude. I bring the bad attitude to a situation or a conversation or whatever case to be. I need to work on my bad attitude. I can want to address whatever. I can want to address you goddamn coming in the house late. You goddamn not paying the light bill. I can want to address that. But if I got a bad attitude, I need to fix my bad attitude before I address anything. But what happens is people want to get comfortable listening to people say, don't worry about your bad attitude. That motherfucker need to be a man enough, a woman enough to pay that light bill. And if they not a real man or a real woman. They never address your bad attitude, or they may hint around to saying, well, don't forget to work on you. No. Work on you first. That's the priority. That's you taking accountability for self. But hey, I'm gonna get off my house. What else I got on this part right here? I like this.
Hey, I got a rebuttal for that. All right.
Oh, you got a
rebuttal, bro.
Oh, let me block you. I'll block you.
All right. So let me ask you a question. What if you feel like your bad attitude
you can't ask me no
is
questions.
who you are?
Hold on, let me mute your ass. Ask me a question.
Well, what if you feel like your bad attitude
one of my
is who you are?
You guys, I gotta go.
Yeah, what if you feel like your bad attitude is who you are, period, and a person should accept you for your bad attitude? Well, would you go through the process of trying to change yourself? Or would you go ahead and listen to the relationship gurus to preaching another narrative saying like, hey, it ain't about you? Well, it's not about you. So it got to be about the other person because you have the bad attitude and you accepted it. And they got to accept you for who you are, right?
Nah, because King, with that one, bro, it comes with standards and quality. Standards and quality. See, we can have standards and people can meet our standards, but the quality of person will reveal who they really are. And then at that time, you decide whether you accept or deny. Now, a lot of things that people think is not okay, that should be okay. Like, for instance, it's okay to be selfish with your time for yourself, because during that time you need to know the difference, what makes you happy, what brings you joy, what pisses you off, where you tick, where I want to go, who I want on the level with me. Because of the fact it comes a time in life, you know, a lot of time people learn too late, right? You know, they say shit like, well, you know, grandma and granddad stuck it out. Well, if grandma and granddad got married in 2021, your granddad would be in fucking jail because your grandma was about 14. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, first thing first, principles. You know what I'm saying? Because the quality of people they can put on and meet standards. And Mario, you know this, being in the military, it been a lot of trash ass people that met the standards.
No
But
doubt.
quality of work, when you look at them OBRs and them NCO reports, you're like, what the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got to know the quality of people dealing with, because everybody can hit a standard, but the quality of people will dictate whether you go. So me personally, to deal with this, because that attitude wasn't with me when I was homeless. That attitude wasn't with me on the come up. That attitude with me in the gym. You have to set the standards. You have to set your purpose. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay to do that. It's okay to set a purpose, set a standard, and have a preference of where you want to go. Because you don't want to go step backwards. You want to keep pushing forward, and you want somebody tenacity to match your tenacity. You want somebody ambition to match your ambition. Derrick Jacks, Love Dorsey, they ain't dating everybody in the world, so they only speaking to that audience that faithful few. It's just like rap music. Outkast ain't for everybody. Mobb Deep ain't for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it just, you know, you just gotta, what they I want to say OP, but the seasoned people say, you eat the meat and spit out.
How'd you come up?
You can't consume everything, because at the end of the day, you have to look at you and you have to lay down with you and wake up with you and face you. You know what I'm saying?
Good point. Good point. Good point. Miss Candace, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, were you following the show, or we need to catch up on a few things?
Oh, I'm following this show, and you know, I heard everything you said, and I keep on making these points, whether you so.
I think it stopped, Miss Candace.
Now I'm here. It didn't stop. Can you hear me?
Like I can hear you, like, but it's going in and out. Go ahead and finish talking though. I'm listening.
What I'm saying is that whether you all want to face it or not, the true people, enablers around them. And when I was speaking about spiritual warfare, it is about your spirit. Your human body is second to your spirit. You are truly what everybody is a spirit, and your body is your home, is your church. And like I said before, people, it's hard for a person to hold themselves accountable if they have no idea that they're involved in warfare. If you have any of the 12 stages of darkness that's on you and you don't know it, you're going to have people around you, they're called enablers. Enablers are more negative than a person that's not holding themselves accountable, because they're around because you're emitting a signal. It's like a beacon that you send out from yourself, whether you're positive or toxic.
Can I ask you?
Send a toxic signal out.
Can I ask you, when you say the 12 stages, can you enlighten me on some of those stages, like just a few of them, because I'm not familiar with them. So can you maybe enlighten me and some of the people in the audience on what some of these stages are, so we can be familiar with some of them?
One of them is worry. One of them is being unkind. Worry. Unkind, depression, anger, toxic, narcissism. Narcissism is the main one. That is Satan's vanity. That's his top attribute. Those people, Derrick Jackson, the eighth metaphor that you all are speaking of, whether you like what they're saying or not, they're all speaking of 5 forms of narcissism. Those are Satan attributes. And 9 times out of 10, the people that are not accountable for their behavior have narc traits. Narc traits, one of the narc traits is like what you seen that President Trump did. He's one of them. He has of narcissism. There's 5 stages of them. Some of the negativity that people do to themselves, one of them is worry. If you worry about something, anger, reaching back and forth through the past, bring your past into the present. Present has 2 meanings, which is now and gift. Now and gift. You have to stay in today. You have to meet every action of your life with kindness, with staying positive no matter what. You have to do things every single day to make sure you stay positive. For instance, I may get a call from a client who told me that something was negative. Just because that client called me and I have a healing business and they tell me that about something that's negative, because they told me about something negative, it'll stay with me. It's like you watch the news channel and all you hear about is somebody, like I'm from Chicago. So if we watch the news channel, you know, Chicago got a lot of shootings. So if you standing there watching that every day, that aids to you becoming what's called negative, what's becoming toxic, because that's energy. It needs it. Negativity needs more negativity. Negativity and positive can't go together. Only positive and positive can go together. So what people can't take accountability for themselves is because they're more negative, more woe is me, more victimization, more self-deprecating in their energy, and they don't think so. They have no idea. Most human beings that I talk to have no idea that they are so negative within themselves. They even turn on, like I said, the news channel, or they hear about their dying. Immediately when you hear those things, your emotions are attached to them, because people do not know how to differentiate their ego and their heart and their emotions from each other. So since they don't, once somebody call me on the phone and say, "This such and such happened," I don't want to say what they said because I don't want to give that negative energy to you all. I know how to block that negative energy. Majority of human beings, especially America, do not know how to block that negativity at all. It sits with them, and that's what it's looking for. It's like a beacon, a signal that's being sent.
You know what?
And it's very toxic.
Miss Candace. Let me stop you real quick. Wow, great way to break it down and really bring people into what you're talking about and make them more familiar with it. So I really appreciate, one, you coming back to the live, because you know your Wi-Fi sucks. Let me just say it out loud. Let me say what everybody was saying. But I really appreciate.
I'm in the forest. I live in a forest.
I really appreciate what you're saying in regards to breaking it down. And I love that, because again, like you said, hey, you know, a lot of people may not think of a situation like this, but you've added some more to my perspective now. So I really appreciate that clarity and you promoting a different narrative in my thought process. So maybe next time in my next podcast or next conversation, I can add that to my repertoire now that I know a little bit more about it. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No doubt.
And thank you for having me.
Oh no, it's not over. It's not over yet. Don't run. Don't run, sister. Don't run.
I'm not running. I'm just saying I'm in gratitude for you being here. I'm
about to call you. Hey, you know you ran, don't you? No, so check this out. So let's continue this conversation. So now we've talked about the self-accountability. We talked about, you know, what people take from the relationship, how they don't heal themselves, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now let me ask you guys something. How long is the process for healing? Some people said 30 to 90 days. Like, how long do you know you need to wait in order to really be healed? What do you guys say about that?
Well, personally, I ain't gonna say personally. I just think in general, like I said, for one, we are different entities. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about healing, you know, when you're dealing with healing, you can imagine like a heartbreak can trigger some stuff from childhood, from neighborhood. It can a heartbreak or any. When I say heartbreak, just don't think about relationship. We just talking about life in general. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to really take time to purge, and you really can't put a time limit on certain things, but it's best to, so you won't be sitting in a pity party and you won't be sitting around, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody's healing process is different, and you have to be taught how to heal. And I still think in the process of healing, you have to take accountability and responsibility in your part of it, because we all, the scapegoat is to blame. You know what I'm saying? It's to blame. So I just think once we realize our shortcomings and our flaws, you take that time and heal completely, be made whole. You know what I'm saying? Certain things, and change your surroundings, change the people around you, change what you feeding into yourself. Like she said, some people watch the news and feed that negativity into them. And you ain't meant to be somebody's trash can. You know what I'm saying? People just dump stuff on you. That's not what you're meant to be. So you have to take that time out. And who knows what that time is? Nobody can really say, you know, this time goes here, this time go there, this time. You can't say that, because we are a product of different elements and different environments and different things. So, you know, like King said earlier, and I'm gonna wrap mine up. King said earlier, you know, things from his parents. Like, I found myself growing up being the person I didn't want to be. So I seen like my stepdad, I seen him buy, provide, you know, make sure we ain't want for nothing. But you never heard, I love you, I'm proud of you, I missed you. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, growing up and looking at these things, I'm like, damn. When I should have been saying I'm sorry, I'm buying cars. When I should have been saying I'm proud of you, I'm doing this. So, you know, and when things fell apart, I had to take that time to heal and being like, hey, I can't keep being a sacrificial lamb for everybody's happiness. So it took me a while, and I'll still tell you, like, hey, I don't got time for it. I'm selfish with my time. I'm in the healing process. I'm learning how to be a complete man. So that's just my take on that.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well,
No doubt.
well, in
Can I say something real quick?
mhm.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. This is for everybody on your panel and everybody on your show. I'm a messenger, and I'm going to give you a real of how long it takes somebody to heal. It depends on each person, but I'm going to tell you why it's so hard for people to date, especially people of color. And I'm going to say this, and I hope I don't offend anybody, but I'm going to keep it real. If nobody that you're talking to has stopped being a victim, you're going to have a problem dating that person. That is the key to being able to be in a relationship with someone, is when they learned not to be a victim. If they have never learned not to be a victim, they will never heal every day, and they will never cleanse every day. That it takes a person with brave courage within their spirit to stop that. So it doesn't matter who you date or how it takes, because some people go to their grave having a victimality. Some people go into their grave with a victim heart. It can take somebody 24 hours. I heal people. It can take somebody 24 hours. It can take somebody never. But if you really know the proper person to get in a relationship with, I say this to everybody who comes to me to my relationship workshops. The only way you can be in a relationship with anybody, no matter what they look like, is if they do not no longer have a victim mentality and a victim heart. If they have never taken ownership and have some boundaries set in place within themselves to stop being a victim, it is impossible for you to be in a relationship with them and it'll be harmonious. It'll be a battlefield, because they always be on them. They have to stand on them. And I'm sorry if I interrupt you, but I just asked that I say something really quick. That is the key for everybody.
That was dope. King, what you got, man?
First of all, I appreciate everybody's perspective on the panel. And I'm actually learning a whole lot from different points of view. And it is just awesome. The conversation is awesome. Now, I learned through psychology that they say that an individual need to take at least about a year to fully recover from any type of relationship issues. I actually agree with that. But here's the catch to that. The person have to take off a total year from relationship period. They have to take that full year of dealing with their self period, dealing with self accountability, physically. That's Candace is saying, spiritually, the mental part of it, financial part of all that. They have to take out their whole entire year and really just redefine who they are. I actually did the same exact thing within myself. I took out a whole entire year. I didn't date no one. I was only isolated with myself, with exception just with immediate family, and that was it. I didn't go out. I didn't do none of them things. I took self-accountability for myself for a whole entire year to figure out everything about myself. And I honestly recommend that a lot of people do that. Like if you're being in these relationships, especially toxic relationships that you came out of, you need to be clean. You need to be cleansed mentally and spiritually. You need to figure out things about yourself. You need to figure out why are you attracting them type of relationships to begin with in the first place. Most cases, it ain't the person who's attracted, but it's you who is attracting a relationship because it's a certain flavor to it. It's a certain aroma to it. It's a certain smell to it. It's almost like being addicted to alcohol or drugs. You know, you just can't help yourself. You have to be into it. So you have to, in other words, quit that cold turkey, deal with it cold turkey, get all that out of you cold turkey. And I recommend that it takes up to about a year just for you to get out of that. Now, if you're trying to get into the relationship within 30 days, I'm getting it. When we try to get in these relationships, 30 days, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. 30 days is not going to help it. 90 days is not going to help it. It takes way longer.
Rock his ass, y'all. Let me put someone in. I don't want to hear King no more. Let me put my girl on the screen real quick. I don't want to see King face no more.
Hey,
rest in peace.
Hey, look, let me tell you something, bro. I agree with you. I just think that it's a year.
A year.
Okay. Before I get King, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put my big bro here. Everybody got a chance to talk. I'm gonna give him the flow. Go ahead, big bro. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna shut the hell up. I'm gonna drink this goddamn juice. Go ahead, man.
I mean, like, and like King, like King said certain things. You know what I'm saying? And as Miss Candace been the healer, if it takes some people 24 hours, it takes some people, but it may take some people a lot longer. And that's their timeline. But like I do agree with this completely though. You can't heal being the victim because I seen the victim start some shit and then when somebody else finish it, the victim cry calls a little louder. So you know what I'm saying? So yes, I do believe that, you know what I'm saying, different people heal differently and time is different. You see what I'm saying? So within myself, like, you know, I heal by focusing on a passion, a craft, and being successful on what I think success is. Because once again, once you give that energy, because I have to learn, I got to stop getting this energy, then I find myself drained. You know what I'm saying? And so in the mix of me working and perfecting my passion and understanding my passion, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I come from a background where, well, you got to give, but they never talk about the replenished portion, right? Or even in the community, the metaphor of we got drug prevention programs, but we don't have the prevention in place. So when we talk about healing and different things of that nature, you take your time of what it is. But in the mix of healing, the victim card got to go. It's like the shit happened. It sucks. How do I get over it? Teach me how to properly heal. Teach me not to give the person a power. Every time I hear their name, I want to black out. So you gotta figure out these things and better yourself, because a lot of time you're not forgiving a person for God reason. You're giving a person for yourself, so you can have mental peace, emotional
That's
peace.
right.
So that means I don't need to be in a club. Well, fuck it, I ain't gonna be in a club. I'm gonna do this to make sure that I'm right. So when I do step into a business ship, a relationship, or any kind of partnership, then I got all my ducks in a row, and I won't be fool and nobody puppet again.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey man, listen, I want to thank you guys for being on this panel. We got about 10 more minutes before we wrap this up, but I really want to thank you guys because you guys provided a perspective about a lot of different things that I don't think I would have covered by myself. But in regards to the whole victim role or whatever case may be, a lot of people empower themselves by pulling on other people's heartstrings. They feel like, first of all, when someone says they're victimized by something, we don't, as human beings, we don't normally ask what happened. We want to cuddle them. We want to protect them. We want to provide for them, whether it's products, services, time, energy, monetary value, a place to stay. We want to support them. So a lot of people, if you looking back and you peeping the scene, if I say this happened to me, or if I say that happened to me, no one's going to investigate, but everybody's going to be willing to give me that support. That's why it's so easy for people to stay in that victim situation, that victim mentality. However, if you have a balance, I say this again, if you have a balanced support system, they know you. They know if you full of shit. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, hey, bro, hey, sis, you know you caused a lot of that bullshit. You know a lot of that responsibility is on you. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit around and listen to you play the blame game. I'm not going to sit down and watch you victimize yourself. We're going to do some healthy stuff. Now, whether it's go to church, whether it's travel, whether it's just take a walk and go hiking, whatever it is, it's to get you out and moving and about into the world. But it's not just partying. It's not just drinking it away, smoking it away, sexing it away. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to say something to something you said. You know, you got to just be a little bit careful about saying that a person can have support group. Some people's support group is actually the hand of Satan.
Shit.
Some people's support group is actually the
hand of
Satan.
You better not say Derek Jackson.
I ain't saying nothing about that.
I'm serious. I actually know a few cases that I've sat back and I watched a whole family attack one person and their family. And there's a lot of families like that, especially here in America. More so America. It wasn't like that when I was living in Eastern Europe and I was living in Windsor, Canada. It's most specifically in America. I sat back and watched that, you know, there's some positive people that have an empathic heart. And I've noticed that a lot of people's family members are narcissists and cynics. Them cynics and them narcissists go hand in hand. And they will say that this person who they call the black sheep, because this is a coined term in America. I'm a multicultural person. My parents are all multicultural, my whole family. And I've learned a lot of stuff about America as far as white culture and black culture. And it's something. And I sat back and I've watched how they'll say this person is a black sheep. And I've sat around in families, my family and other people's families, and I watched them say this person is a black sheep. And normally the black sheep is the messenger to change the generational curses in a family. Most people don't know that. They'll say that this person is this and this and that, and they're lying because those family members and fans and those co-hosts and bosses, those are people that's caught up in generational curses, and they're not with that, with what you show about accountability. There's no accountability in place because they want to keep that person that they call the black sheep in their family, who is really not the black sheep. They want to keep that person subjugated down because that black sheep is the one that's supposed to liberate the family spiritually to go to the next level. You'll be surprised how some people's families have 2 or 3 demons that's been following them for generations and generations. A lot of times, you know, because of these religions in America, people don't believe in past lives, but that stuff is real. Some people, a lot of people got past lives here. And sometimes those demons, that same demons, if you don't call them out, they will keep you in bondage. And that's where those enablers come in place. So a lot of times people don't have a support system. It's like the brother said above when he went for a whole year, you know, just getting to know himself or isolating himself. That was called spiritual alignment. The brother was being led by not just his ancestors, but by the hand of God and by some angels that was working with them. And I'm reading all of you all while I'm on this show. He went and did that because God pulled on him, because he pulled up to God. So if you all want, before we leave this show, if you all want me to leave on your show, one of the things that you could do to heal yourself, this is the one thing that you could do to heal yourself. You can ask forgiveness for your sins and all the people who have trespassed against you, and ask for mercy and deliverance. Do this by yourself. Then once you do that, you say, bless the Father, Heavenly Father. Don't say G-O-D. Whatever name you call your God, say, I bless you. Then ask him for direction and ask for protection. Once you do this, you will see a difference in 24 hours. And then you will be able to know if who you have around you, such as your family, your co-workers, your friends, are your support system. Because then I am Father will move you from the hand of the enemy.
That's hey.
Now, Miss, I'm gonna just say this, Miss Candace. You know what too? Miss Candace, this is something that we don't address as well when we talk about spirituality. And I want to say this as well. A lot of the times too, we can't forget about the people that like being in that type of situation. We forget about those. They'll be when I say ignorance is not knowing something, but some people would know some shit and still want to be a part of that. You know this is toxic for you. You know this did it, but you get mad at me because I refuse to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Mario talking about accountability and responsibility. The word responsibility, if you break it down, that's the ability to respond. You know what I'm saying? So ability to account. So you know what I'm saying? Account and dealing with numbers. It's nothing deep. It's just simple words, right? But the ability to respond. I'm gonna tell you about yourself. I'm gonna make you aware of your surroundings. I'm gonna make you aware of what's going on around you. Now, at this point, we both have a choice. You have a choice to stay there or get out of it. And I have the choice to say, oh, you stand here, I'm moving on. Because I'm not here to be baggage claim. I'm not taking it with me because I brought it to your attention. And we have to stop being afraid of being alone. Okay, how you here?
That's right.
We have to stop. To stop being afraid of being alone. Because when you tell the truth, you're gonna be alone. Let me give you an example. The Martin Luther King story. They don't tell you when he finally told the truth. I led my people into a burning building. He was by himself because everybody like, you lost your mind. We ain't getting no more white women. We ain't getting no more help from the feds. When he realized the truth, he was alone. When Malcolm X realized the truth, he was alone. So when you start holding people accountable and responsible, you're going to be alone. And you're going to be called everything from bougie to this to that. But it's okay. First thing first, no more victimizing. Stop being victim and stop being afraid of being alone. Go home in that bed by yourself. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and walk that walk by yourself. Because trailblazers always smell like smoke and everybody else follows suit. You got to stop being afraid of being alone at the end of the day. That's just how it is. Stop being afraid of being alone.
Bro, that was fire. That was fire.
He is correct. He is correct.
Hey, listen, this is what I'm about to do. I want to do something real special. But what I want to do is because we talked about accountability. It seemed like we was coming a lot for the men. I want to give this aspect to the women a little bit and kind of give them, some coaching as well. So what would be your advice for women in this particular situation in reference to taking accountability, some things that you've kind of seen based on your experience, based on your education? What are some things that you possibly could give them to say, this is something that you could work on? I'm going to start with Miss Candace because I feel like she has some things that she could say great about this particular topic.
Well, first, sorry, Miss
Women
Candace, you go
have
first.
to, one thing women have to do is get a hold. One thing women have to do is hold of their heart. They have to heal their heart. They have to letting people agreements, contracts on life. I have put this on a comment on your post earlier, and I want to repeat this, especially with women of color in this country. Most people don't know that 9 out of 10 women that you know have been, women of color have been cursed at, beaten, hit, pushed, and they have never once called the police because the significant other happens to be either their child father and somebody from their culture, one of their people, and they don't want to call the police or go to a therapist or go to support a pastor or anyone because of the systemic injustices due to people of color in this country. And one of the things that they have to do, this is all women, and I say this, they get mad at me, especially the sisters, they get mad at me all the time. Women have to start taking accountability to be able to stop these contracts, these assignations where they think that their life is not worth something just because of who they look like, what they are, and how many kids that they have. They have to be willing to stop these contracts, these agreements. And what I mean by contracts is agreements, having these demonic people around them telling them to not honor their life, or put it, or not calling the police because he happened to be one of your people, but he's beating the hell out of you and you in there with your kids. They have to stop. And I'm saying this, I hope every woman on that gets your hears your show, because I think your show is something. That's why I started telling you, like, if you need to take accountability for their life, they need to stop putting their life in somebody else's hands. Stop putting it in their girlfriend's hands. You know, after they have self mistreated by not accountability for what to do next. That is a main problem. If you're not responsible for what somebody, but you are responsible for what next. And it's like Heather said earlier, responding. That's what responsibility is. It's responding. So I hope that the women on this panel really hear this, that watching your show. They have to be responsible for what to do next. They can't sit up here and agreements from other people do something to their spirit. They got to get up about that, because they got kids to raise, and it's time to put a stop to this stuff.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen, before I let you go, do me a favor, let everybody know where they can follow you, what you got going on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and blank you off the screen so I can go on to the next person. But let us know a little bit more how to follow you and all that good stuff on your platform.
You guys can follow me, and when I'm in Illinois at the it's called the Alsip Swaparama, the Alsip flea market, Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 3:30. Our booth numbers is 424, 425. We are a family-owned business of 7 cousins. We got the best fragrances, and I'm the healing lady at our booths 424 and 425. You can send me a personal message through Instant Messenger. My first name is Candace, Candace. Last name is Mariquez. It's Mary Yrickes. First, send me a personal message through Instant Messenger, and then once you do that, I'll allow you to be added on my Facebook. Thank you, Mario J. Thank you, King, and thank you to the other guy. It kept bleeping now. I couldn't hear his name. You all are 100% correct, Mario. I'm gonna send blessings your way. I love your show. Keep doing what you want to do, And hopefully you guys can reach it so I can follow the gentleman that you have here. And thank you for hosting me on the show today. I really appreciate your invite.
Thank you.
doubt.
Have a great night.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, brothers. Hey, listen. It applies to you guys, and then I'm gonna let y'all in. With y'all last words, closing words. Anybody want to go first?
Go ahead, King. I know I didn't talk a lot, King. Go ahead, sir.
So we all three of us equally talked a lot, but I go ahead. I'm not close with this. It is very simple. Sweetheart, stop being a captain savior. This is something that I have to learn personally, and this is something that I learned professionally too. At the end of the day, you cannot save a person, nor you cannot change that person. No matter what you do, you can give that person 100,000% love. But if that person or that man, I'm saying person because it could be man or woman, but if they don't reciprocate back to you, you can't change them. They have to change for themselves, which is what we're talking about, self-accountability. They have to change for themselves. So you cannot change them. You cannot save them. It ain't worth it. All they're going to do is create toxic energy for you, and it's going to take longer for your process to cleanse yourself as well. So if it takes for you letting that person go, you have to let that person go so you can elevate, so you can evolve into the best woman that you could possibly be. And my platform, it is the Official Urban Therapist. I'm on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. Sometimes I'm on Instagram. I'm on Clubhouse as well. Follow me on all my platforms.
No doubt. Hey, man, have a great night. I appreciate you coming and rocking with me.
Hey, appreciate it, bro.
All right, bro. The man of the hour. What's up, bro?
Nah, man. What's up, OG? Chilling.
Hey, what is your advice to women? And then, of course, let us know where we can find you at, so that way we can support you.
Well, first thing first, you know what I'm saying? I mean this with the utmost respect. Stop trying to be your mama. You know what I'm saying? Stop trying to be your mama. You got your own life to live, and the things she went through is not what you going through or going to go through. You got to set your own path. 1, 2, don't compromise your moral compass. Don't demoralize yourself for somebody else. Don't let your misery be somebody else's joy. You have the right to be heard. You have the right to lead. You have the right to be an individual. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a slave to spirit, to religion, to relationships, to, you know what I'm saying? Be free. Voice yourself, be impactful, you know what I'm saying? So, and be accountable and be responsible, because the mistakes of today is the results for tomorrow. So you have to be accountable and responsible, and watch who feed your spirit and feed your emotions. Being the fact that women are more emotional creatures than men are more emotional beings. Watch what you feed your spirit, man. Watch what you feed your emotion, and watch what you feed your mental, because that mind, it play tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? So biggest thing, protect your energy. You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing. And as a whole, just for everybody, man, purposely walking your purpose on purpose. Therefore, your success is not an accident. You feel me?
No doubt. That was, you said a mouthful, man, and I'm hoping that people really follow everybody that was on the panel tonight. Tell people how they can follow you, though, how they can reach you and contact you.
Yeah, definitely. You can contact me. Go to Facebook, Street Legend Nation. On Facebook is Street Legend. Matter of fact, my Street Legend team up here. Can y'all drop that in the comments? Drop the Street Legend Nation in the comments for me. Also, you can find me on Instagram, Legacy_City_03. So you can find me on there, and pretty much hit me on the platforms, and we'll get with you and set up appointments, and teach you how to become an ownership, man. From the ground, from the to the street.
Man, hey, listen, it's always a pleasure. I still got to get out there and rock with you, man. It's an honor, you know what I'm saying, to have you on the platform. I think you guys, everybody did a phenomenal job. Great perspective. I look forward to re-listening to this or whatever case be, because I'm sure it's going to be even more impactful the second time around. Bro, have a great night, and don't be a stranger, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll hit you up. You know what it
No
is.
doubt, no doubt. All right, brother.
All right, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm about to get up out of here, okay? I'm about to get up out of here. I got to make some calls. But the fact of the matter is, man, I appreciate you rocking with me again. This is Tough Love. I am Mario J. Man, it's nothing more to say. It's nothing more to say. Somebody said, well, you didn't give your feedback for the women. Well, okay. Here's my thought process. Ladies, stop waiting till you get out the relationship to be who you are. A lot of people get out relationships and it's like now they want to live their best life. Now they want to work out. Now they want to go, you know what I'm saying? They want to travel. They want to invest. They want to buy homes. They want to do this. They want to live your best life inside your relationship. Be 100 with the person that you're with inside that relationship. Don't get out and say, now I'm going to be better. No, be your best inside that relationship. And sometimes, sometimes you may discover that, you know what, I am happy in this situation, you know, and you learn to work out small disagreements that may arise. But I think a lot of times people try to keep up with the Joneses and they get tired. They get tired of trying to, you know, hey, I want to wear all of this makeup so I can look like her. I want to wear all of this hair so I can look like her. I want to wear these eyelashes and the contacts, and I want to get the butt injections, and I want to get the breast. You're doing all of this to keep a facade up that don't make you happy at the end of the day. The person that you're with should love you for you. The ugly you, the good you, the smart you, the dumb you, they should love you for you. And if you're with someone that doesn't love the real you, I'm not saying the made up you, the Maybelline you, the everybody got to see you. I'm saying the you. But it's your job and your responsibility to make sure that they know who you are. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Love. I am Mario J. Until next time, y'all just adult up. I'm gonna holler at you. Peace.